Hey guys, I don't know if you'll notice it or not, but I went ahead and took down the video that I had posted quite a few months ago now, actually pleading with people in the, I don't want to say true crime community because they're not true crimers. They're just hopping on board to try to make some quick cash off of the case of Christopher Watts. But anyway, they've been attacking the Armchair Detective over and over again, making one video after another. And so I did a video saying, this is wrong, you guys. You know, if you don't like what he's saying, then just don't listen, right? But I've noticed something about the Armchair Detective over the last couple of years. And it's brought me to the point where I'm beginning to think that he's actually part of his own attack scheme against him. I'm not saying the attackers are working in cahoots with the Armchair Detective. What I'm saying is that the Armchair Detective is a little brighter bulb than I think his attackers give him credit for being. I think he is manipulative. I think he is dishonest. And I think he is harming people. And you guys know me. When I change my mind, I don't mind saying so. When I have an opinion, I don't mind saying so. So after spending over 2 years standing up for who I thought was an old man who was getting picked on, I was wrong. I want to tell you a couple of things that have bothered me, but I haven't shared them and I haven't really even given either much thought until now. But there was a time when the Armchair Detective and I would message, I can't talk this morning, sorry, would message each other. Nothing lengthy or anything, but, you know, just back and forth a little bit. Not much. But one time, it's called like a private messenger thingy. One time, all of a sudden, these messages came through, one right after another. And it was some sort of an automatic, I think it's called regeneration or something like that, where he had nicknames in his computer programming for different people. And my name was on the list. And they were automatically changing for different people with all sorts of weird numbers next to their names. And it was obviously something nefarious. So, of course, me being not the most techno savvy, didn't have a clue what I was looking at, so I went ahead and messaged the Armchair Detective, being Miss Naive, and I said, "What's that?" Which I shouldn't have done, of course. In hindsight, I would know better to just not respond and act like I never saw it. And his excuse for what I had seen was that he was sleeping and that he must have somehow pushed something on his phone, as if that explained anything. I don't know, but I didn't think anything more of it at the time, right? That was a long time ago, too. That was like a year and a half or more. Then another disturbing little armchair detective story that I have to share is that at one point I joined his Facebook group, and I don't even know when this was. It was a couple years ago. I joined his Facebook group because I'm like, wow, he has all this information on the case of Christopher Watts. I was, you know, like one of his subs going, wow, he knows a lot. And when I joined the Facebook group, his people were like, hey, Miss Mensa, hey, yay. And they blocked me. And I thought, whoa, interesting. That's interesting. Another little armchair detective story is that I said to him one time, why don't you and I do a live chat together? It was back when I knew how to do live chats. When, I don't know, the whole buffering thing, whatever, but it was back, I guess I can't really claim that I ever did live chats because it was pretty much a keyboard conversation in real time. But I said to him, how about it? And he said, are you kidding me? He said, if I put you up on my panel, then I would lose some subs. My subs wouldn't like it. I would lose subs, and I can't do that. Now, keep in mind, this is a man who was sending comments to other people saying that he feels really bad because he knows that the attacks against me were staged. That's the word he used. Okay? Okay, so now fast forward. It's been a couple of years. He would talk with me. He would even discuss the case with me a little bit here and there. He offered one of his, I think she was an employee, to help me report some of the more aggressive attackers. He was being helpful. But he drew the line with having me on his panel, and he made it very clear that he wasn't going to risk losing any subs. Yet, when I went into his Facebook group, they were all like applauding and welcoming me with open arms. And then poof, they blocked me from the Facebook group. I think that some of what the attackers have been saying might be true. I also think that this latest guest that he has should provide information as to who she answers to with her licensing. Because last week they were saying that she was a licensed clinical psychologist, right? And yet she's using a last name that is not her own. And now this week they're calling her a social worker. Right. That's kind of like another one of his sidekicks, isn't it? Isn't she claiming that she's in the witness protection program? I'm sorry, it's not funny. Well, it is funny because she's on YouTube. Hello. If you need to be in the witness protection program, you need to get your butt off of YouTube. It's pretty much that simple. I mean, do what you want, but please don't expect anyone to believe you're actually in the witness protection program. And please don't expect people to believe that you guys are clinical psychologists unless you are able and willing to provide information as to who you answer to. Yeah, it matters. So I just wanted to let y'all know I removed that video. I'm done trying to stand up for someone who, in my opinion, is part of the problem. The true crime community used to be a fun place to be before the case of Christopher Watts, and it is still a fun place to be in the groups that are private. But all these yahoos playing their games on YouTube, it is a friggin' cesspool, let me tell you. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Shame on each and every one of them. So let's get back to the discussion. I wanted to let you know I uploaded episode number 8 titled Grooming and Isolation. It's part of the Timeline series titled The Rest of the Story. It's uploaded on Patreon, and I'll have the Cliffs Notes version on YouTube hopefully today or tomorrow. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, everyone have a great weekend.